Have you ever found yourself trying to work, but constantly getting distracted? It's a common issue, and there's an actual scientific reason behind it. It all comes down to the reward and motivation neurochemicals in your brain, one of which is dopamine. A simplified view of dopamine is that it's a way for your brain to reward itself, which leaves you wanting to do more of an activity. The problem with this is that modern forms of entertainment are just more effective at triggering dopamine in your brain than work, making work appear tedious and dull in comparison. You see, your brain is naturally wired to seek out activities that give it a dopamine hit, and unfortunately, work often doesn't cut it. So what happens? You find yourself reaching for your phone, scrolling through social media, or even daydreaming. Your brain is wired to seek out these easy dopamine hits, leaving you craving distractions and making it hard to focus on work. Consider your ancestors from tens of thousands of years ago. They were living in an era when dopamine-inducing activities were directly linked to their survival and societal progress. Imagine a triumphant hunt, the thrill of exploring uncharted territories, or the simple joy of a meaningful conversation with a fellow tribe member. These activities, rewarding in their own right, were also beneficial, pushing our ancestors towards progress and survival. Now, let's fast forward to the present, where our brains, fundamentally the same as those of our ancestors, have to navigate a vastly different landscape. The activities that trigger dopamine in our modern environment are no longer beneficial in the same way. In fact, many are outright detrimental, providing easy and hollow rewards. Our brains are now bombarded with constant stimulation and excitement, from video games to junk food, none of which contribute to our personal or societal development. Now, the easiest sources of stimulation and excitement simply aren't beneficial to you. In today's world, many activities are specifically designed to be addictive. Video games, for instance, are crafted to keep you engaged, with a new achievement or reward always within reach, constantly triggering dopamine releases in your brain. Gambling and junk food operate much the same way, offering easy, immediate gratification that, in the end, brings no real benefit to your life. Contrast this with even the most thrilling professions. They might provide moments of excitement, but they don't offer the same continual stimulation. A surgeon might save a life, a lawyer might win a case, but these moments of triumph are often interspersed with long hours of meticulous, demanding work. The dopamine highs are fewer and farther between. In the face of these modern distractions, our brains are wired to crave the easy path, seeking out quick hits of pleasure rather than the more rewarding but often more challenging tasks. It might seem like we're doomed to crave distractions and fail to achieve meaningful accomplishments, but there's a solution to this: boredom. Boredom, as unappealing as it sounds, is actually a gift. It grants us the power of choice, the power to decide what we will focus on, rather than having our attention hijacked by a myriad of distractions. It's about setting up your life in a way that your work becomes the most captivating thing available to you. Imagine a scale where on one side you have your work, and on the other you have everything else. The goal is to tip the scale in favor of your work, making it more appealing than anything else. This is not about making your work more exciting, but about making everything else less exciting. You see, it's not that the in-flight magazine or your neighbor's book is particularly interesting. It's just that they are more interesting than the alternative: boredom. By allowing yourself to be bored, you create a space where you can find joy in your work and outwork everyone else.